Welcome back to RTC, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host Craig, and today we're looking at the Fallout 4 launch trailer, which was released about 20 hours ago now. And yeah, it's really, really exciting. I was like, oh, it just blew my mind watching it. With the current leaks and stuff like that popping up, I've been on a 50-50 streak right now, but the hype is kind of kicking back in for me more because it's only 4 days away now, 4 whole days. Can't wait to watch it. Watch it. Can't wait to play it, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait to play it. So we're going to dive into this trailer right now. Mainly we'll be going through the prologue segments and then a bit of the wasteland segments in the very beginning where it shows the previous, how America used to look to compare it to now, and the family moments as well. And there's the nuclear bombing, which now becomes the glowing sea now. I don't know how many times Boston was hit by a nuclear weapon, but it just shows that one area in particular was really hit. Now we have some scenic, the grocery store, Concord, most of the stuff we've seen at the E3 demo and stuff like that, and the E3's broadcast. But right here, we're going to stop right here and look at this. This is the female protagonist, the female version of the main character, who's walking down the street, shouldering a rifle, walking with dog meat, which is it's quite cool. It's quite interesting to see. And I think it looks great. The graphics are not fantastic, but that lighting and shadow is quite good. Generally, everyone's been complaining about the graphics, but I'm just hoping this game is good. Like overall, of course, it's gonna be buggy. Every new game is buggy, and it's gonna have a few glitches, but I hope it's not too bad. But anyway, we're gonna look at the female protagonist right now. She's wearing the Vault 111, Vault 101. I don't know, I kept saying 111, but the Vault 101 jumpsuit with layered armor. By the looks of it, you have some probably pouches for extra carrying weight. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but I'm just going what I see. I've been trying to stay away from the leaks so much right now. So then we have like a shoulder kind of thing. It's basically making the armored leather, like kind of a vault suit, the armored suit that you would get in Fallout 3 or Fallout 1 or 2, which no, Fallout 3 I think mainly did that. But Fallout 3 Sue off Moira Brown back in Megaton. So the female protagonist is just going in closer to the city, as we can see there. And in the background we can see quite a few bits. We can see a Red Rocket little self-service station, I think, on the right. Kind of reminds me of Fallout 3. And then we have this really Georgian styled house on the left. So it fit perfectly with how Boston and during the American Revolutionary War, Britain was in charge of, not Britain, the United Kingdom was... this was one of the United Kingdom's colonies, so the style of the building is fantastic. The ground, the whole shrubbery, everything looks very interesting. And then in the back, we see this kind of red building with it just looks like a really interesting design building. It curves upwards, and then there's kind of like a little mini skyscraper on it or something like that. And then on the right, we have some sort of factory maybe, or a different kind of research building or government building. It just could be another civilian building. But anyway, we this is just looking really, really great. And so we're gonna jump right into this now. We'll jump right into this to the next part of the segment now. So let's go back to the trailer. And we have this here. This seems to be like a front gate to a this seems like to be a front gate to a settlement that's currently under attack by the looks of it. Sorry about that, I just lost concentration there for a second, but I'm looking at it now in more detail. There's fires in the background. This is more like a built up it's probably like a suburbia, I guess, but I'm trying to think of the word for a particular type where they had mainly apartment buildings, like 3-story buildings would have had each family in it or something like that. I'm not too sure. It's still sticking to quite a Georgian style on the windows and the roofs as well. And we just see the fire. We just see the tip of what's over there. Like there's something on fire there. It looks like a giant pile of wood to me, but it could be story related. It could be it could be story related. Sorry, it could be story related, or it could be a side quest. It kind of reminds me of the mission with the fire ants in Fallout 3. That one just surprised me a lot. So we're gonna right back into this video right now, and here we go. We have this. where that building I was talking about previously at the when you saw the female protagonist, that red building in the back with kind of like a, I don't know what I could describe that as. It looks like archways and stuff like that on top of it. Is it like a really interesting kind of Vault-Tec building? Is it a military building? Is it just a civilian building? But Boston being famous for its shipbuilding, I can imagine it has to do something with either its actual shipbuilding, I guess, like one of the buildings for the navy section of I don't know, the navy section. I don't know what I'm saying, but if I'll put a wild theory out there. Since we saw like the Freedom Museum in Concord, it just the Battle of the Sea of Tranquility is throwing me off quite a bit, and this kind of looks like a space program kind of building in the background there along this really really lovely street. Like I'm not gonna lie, I will say some of the textures do not look great. No, and the graphics are kind of iffy, but it does generally, all that detail though looks fantastic. Like the shrubbery growing down on the side of that white building there, and then like the ripped bits of canvas on where the the rain started, like there's the canvas on the buildings as well, and then the doorways and the glass looks great. But then there's there's a bit like you can see the sign there at the top left above the green canvas rain shield, and it just kind of looks a bit like poo. Not poo, sorry, I'm kidding, not poo, but it just looks a bit like bloated, and like, not bloated, why am I using bloated? It just looks a bit blotchy, just all put together at once. There are some little details on it, I will give it that, like the little indents where the sign would go down, but it doesn't look too great. I don't know. It does look great, and it looks, it looks great into it, but everyone was hoping for 60 frames per second, yada yada yada. I'm not going to complain. I really aren't. I'm really excited about this game overall. So yeah, so let's get into the next bit of the trailer, which is probably coming up. There's some countryside there, and here's one part I wanted to point out. This looks gritty. Like, this looks amazing. Like, I can imagine something bad is going to go down here, which is just interesting enough. It just really, I like the brickwork. I like how it's moldy. The rain is coming down. There's a bird. Like, so there is still sort of wildlife still alive in this, like flying wildlife. I was expecting maybe radioactive giant crows, but oh well. But anyway, let's get on to that. I just wanted to point that one out because this scene looks magnificent. I can't wait to walk down that scene in that kind of environment. I can't wait the time of day. I can't wait for rain, and how the glowing sea throws out its what's it called? To tell you what, that's about the weather. But here's more important part. Here we have a woman here who is I believe the current leader of the railroad, which has been I'm gonna say confirmed. I've heard a few bits, and I've heard it's been confirmed. But the railroad is in Fallout 4, which was understandable because we met the railroad back in Fallout 3, which was like we did the replicated man quest for Zimmerman, trying to find the android. We met I can't remember her name, that one woman in Rivet City who gave us android parts to give the Zimmerman. But a bit of a cold, and it's just this woman's going to probably play a big part in the game itself. Like, are you going to free all the androids, or are you going to kill them all, stuff like that, or make your own android army? I hope so. I would like to make my own android army. But let's go right into the next part here, and we have this scene where the airship is going over now. This one makes a lot of sense here because I'm going to be bringing up some interesting points when we get to it. I hope it's the next part, but yep, let's just get into the next part. Here we go. Now we're in the next part. This part here is the front end, I believe, of the Brotherhood of Steel the Zeppelins. I don't know why I was going to say a different word for them, but this is the Zeppelins here. You can actually see I think a recruit or a scout walking along the decks. Looks very interesting. They even have like old jet engines on the side as well by the looks of it. And down below, if you notice, there's actually a vertibird parked down below, I believe. And there's probably a Brotherhood of Steel outpost or an FOB waiting down there where the main ground troops are, and their airborne troops will go out, drop some power armor troopers, and go on with it, you know? So it's going to be very interesting to go to this part here. And, you know, I want to explore. I will be, you know, I can't wait to see all the factions, start playing them, so on and so forth. So let's move into the next part as well, which is the internals of the ship, which are going to stop right here. I know I've done a lot of stops in this video, but I'm going through everything I found interesting. And, like, you know, I want to give it a little chance for its graphics, you know, like, they're not that bad. But anyway, right here we're inside this is either a building down at the bottom part where I saw the vertibird, or this is actually on the flagship itself. Right now we can see like a Brotherhood of Steel paladin working or repairing his outer skeleton for his power armor. And then over on the right we kind of have it could be what's the thing, the Order of the Sword, I think, was it? No, I can't remember the ranks of like scribes, paladins, and repairmen. But we have some interesting looking gear here. It's like you can have like a steel-toed kind of boot kind of gear, green fatigue trousers, and then you have a white jacket with a weird backpack on the back of it. But generally this is a maintenance area. Like, it looks amazing. Like, you see all the Brotherhood working on their armors, patrolling, all that kind of stuff, which is really, really cool. And yeah, it's just, I can't wait to just really play this game. I really can't. It's just, you know, I've heard some bad press, or, you know, everyone's heard bad press about it, but it doesn't really matter right now. So let's continue on with the trailer analysis. Right here we have a very particular man, which I'm wondering who it could possibly be. Most likely it's the leader of the Brotherhood in this little detachment as well. I don't imagine it's an entire Brotherhood like chapter, but it's a small detachment sent away from a bigger one. Which is right here. He's wearing a very interesting clothing. He has fingerless gloves, a leather jacket, which was probably sewn together, like sewn back together, or it was made from scratch from somewhere. I'm not going to go into detail about that, but this man here seems to be in charge of this entire operation. So we're going to continue on right here and talk about him in a little bit, but right, let's see. We have Boston. There we go. We have this is the front of this guy here, beardy guy, shaven on the sides, lot of hair on the top. It's kind of a really new age hairstyle to be put into a game that's based around the 50s. Well, that's what I see lately anyway in real life, is this hairstyle anyway, but it doesn't really matter. This guy seems to play a very important part. He has very, you know, I want to say this, a lot of people said it's disproven, it couldn't be this Brotherhood of Steel, but I want to go, that might be, it wouldn't be Arthur Maxon from Fallout 3. He would be probably an elder, or he could possibly be a paladin at this point, a commanding paladin who's leading you know, just leading these men into battle. And yeah, it could possibly be Arthur Maxon, which would be very interesting to see. I want to know if it is or not, but, you know, that's about it. You know, nothing much more I can say about this character. I've been staying away from most of the leaks. Some leaks were just told to me by accident, and so on. So let's continue on. Right, we're going to be getting here. You see some Brotherhood of Steel troopers. We've seen most of the scenic stuff before. Not that, and here we go. This is going to interest me a lot, because I can imagine this is going to be a companion. I heard about this spoiler as well. It was spoiled to me this morning, unfortunately, but there's going to be a companion named John Hancock. Yeah, John Hancock. When I first saw this, I thought that could have been a redcoat or some sort, like a redcoat ghoul, but he actually has the United States flag on his belt there, as I can see, and he's wearing he is wearing a red coat, I'll give him that, but he is wearing an American Revolutionary style cap that the infantry would have wore. So this possibility of him being John Hancock would, you know, it's not too far-fetched. I would like to know what kind of you know, what kind of dialogue you'll have with him, like what he's good at, and I just can't wait to see this. But like, he seems like he's talking to you from that balcony, telling you, warning you about a certain thing, which we see in the trailer anyway, if you already have seen it, is the Institute. The Institute is apparently the big bad boys of this game now. They're supposed to be the evil guys of this game, apparently. So let's continue on. And hopefully that is John Hancock, because like the idea of a ghoul named John Hancock wearing wearing American Revolutionary War attire. So let's continue on. And right, we're seeing more scenic stuff. We've already seen Diamond City, that kind of stuff here. The little view out we got in E3. But here I'm going to stop right here. Right now we have a man right here, and he's warning that the guards and his own family member, I believe that probably his brother or something like that he's not a synthetic. Apparently synthetics are the they're apparently the bad guys, all of it. But I can imagine that all synthetics are bad. But it's just me, you know. It's just racism towards robots, androids, and stuff like that. And sorry, just had a bit of a moment there. Yeah, he's like screaming at this guy with the pistol. It's like, hey, I'm your family, don't shoot, I'm not a synthetic. And the guards are watching over him as well. The guards there have pipe rifles, actually, come to think of it, and they're wearing this really interesting attire. Like, they're wearing this interesting helmet, which I can't really tell. It doesn't look like a baseball helmet to me. It's kind of like maybe an umpire mask mixed in with like a bike helmet or something like that. And then they have the umpire. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Someone comment to me in the comments and tell me if I'm saying that right. But the umpire, like the catcher. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know baseball very well. Just like the general baseball gear with added on bits, like bits of metal coming out of the shoulder boards. It has the Diamond City logo, like the baseball diamond logo on it, knee pads, all that kind of stuff, leather armor, and short sleeves, of course, with gloves. So it looks really interesting. So we're going to continue on from that part here, and we're going to go towards this. We have like the overview, and now we come to Viper. Piper. I don't know why I said Viper, but we're coming to Piper, who's clearly having a conversation with one of the NPCs named McDonough, who's probably the leader of Diamond City, or the guy in charge of Diamond City, which is very interesting to see. But you know, let's see. She doesn't look very happy with this guy, so I can imagine McDonough is the guy who doesn't want you to come in. Maybe they're doing another Irish character because everyone liked Moriarty. I liked Moriarty. He was great. Asshole, but he was great. And right, so we're gonna continue on. The whole thing's happening here. Clearly she's looking for the truth or something. Like she says it in the trailer. Like she's looking for the truth. She wants to know what's going on. And well, you know, it's not gonna be easy for her to get there. So we're gonna continue on. We have the Brotherhood Initiate being blown up by that rocket launcher. I love that scene so much. There's a new scene there as well. This fucking laser rifle taking out super mutants. Laser musket again. The settlement building as well. And we have Preston Garvey here now telling us about the Minutemen. But we're going to stop right here and look at this. Right now we can see that the Preston Garvey, a settler or a member of the Minutemen, and the female protagonist firing into like down below off this rampart kind of thing, where they're taking on a certain, I don't know if it's raiders or it's super mutants. Actually, it's super mutants. I can see the behemoth's head just in between the machine gun on that little step there. So, like, it's actually the behemoth rushing at this thing. So, we confirmed that now it's confirmed that, now it's confirmed that raiders are not the only horde that are going to be running at your settlements now. So, they're going to have super mutants, probably some... I can imagine there's going to be some exiled members of the Brotherhood of Steel. You know, just little things that are going to keep you on your toes. And as I said, with the settlement building now, it's kind of like a full-time job, as I heard. And what I've been told, you get a message sent to you saying that your settlement's under attack, and you can like fast travel there and join the battle with your people. But it kind of just reminds me of FOB mode on MGS5, which I read up with like an article about Todd Howard talking about a lot of games have inspired this game. Like MGS5's cover mechanic is actually playing into effect. Like they said, like a lot of things were like influenced by this. So yeah, let's continue on, shall we, folks? Here we go. We're just at the other battle scene here, where I'm just gonna stop and look here. Right now, some sort of mini nuke has gone off. Like there's a mushroom cloud, everything, and like I think I can see a lot of mutants running up to this place here, and it's just looking. It just looks fun. Like I can't wait to try this out. Can't wait to play this. And yeah, it's just settlement mode has just been on my mind since the start. I've been like, I even planned out my own settlement once I heard about it. So let's see what else is happening here. Now, here we go. It is the super mutant behemoth throwing a rock or a bomb of some sort, or today is a giant petrol bomb, and then we have some normal super mutants running up behind them, which is quite cool. Right, so we have like we can see a wastelander on the top of it. One of your settlement guys here. There's a front gate here, I think. I think you're able to have like a big front gate that opens and closes and stuff like that. So that'd be cool instead of just having that open laneway. I like the idea that it's like a rampart fighting. Like, it kind of reminds me of Zulu, you know, Rockstrift fighting the ramparts and stuff like that with sandbags and stuff like that. So I've said stuff like that too many times now, but I'm pointing out little things. And yeah, this looks really interesting. I can imagine it gets intense as well in these firefights, and depending on that as well, depends on the difficulty you play apparently, because all the difficulties have been leaked, which is very easy, normal, hard, very hard, and then there's the new mode survival, which I hope is basically hardcore mode from Fallout New Vegas, where you had to have like a certain amount of ammo, can't carry every gun you want. You have to eat, drink, and sleep to keep your character healthy and not dead, and don't overhydrate him. You know, like I died of overhydration for some reason, and in Fallout New Vegas, I think I did it, or that might have been a mod. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it just you know, I can't wait to give this a try, and we have the suit coming on. Like, here we go. Here's something I want to talk about. So right now, our lone wanderer is now wearing this sort of suit. It kind of looks like a spacesuit to me, but I can imagine it's actually a really advanced radiation suit. Some people, I can imagine some people said, "Oh, we're on a different planet now all of a sudden," but that just looks like the glowing ocean, the glowing sea to me, because that looks like the epicenter of the crater. But there's something interesting about this crater, the fact that looks like there's buildings down there as well. So maybe some sort of project has been going on down there with the Institute, because they do have access to androids that can build things and start doing stuff for them down there. And yeah, it's just it looks very interesting. I can't wait to see what this is. If it is relating to the Sea of Tranquility and stuff like that, and like how we can possibly go to the moon, or there's going to be there, as we saw in concept art, there's going to be aliens as well. So it would be very interesting to see if we're going to have another Mothership Zeta styled, you know, another Mothership Zeta styled experience, you know. But anyway, I'm thinking it's more likely the epicenter of the atomic weapon dropping on Boston. So let's continue on, and right here, I'm going to point this out. We see our lone wanderer with the assault rifle. I'm not a big fan about how this assault rifle looks, but you know, as long as I can customize it and give it like a normal barrel, I'm happy. Like, what happened, like, I hope there's some Fallout 3 weapons making a return. I would love the return of the R91. That was the base assault rifle in Fallout 3. I really liked using that weapon, and the Chinese assault rifle, that needs to come back. But I can imagine hopefully there will be some interesting weapons. I can build my own weapons now as well. But I want to point out what this guy is wearing right now. He kind of seems to have a makeshift amount of armor, but the chest plate looks like combat armor to me, and he has short sleeves as well. So most of our like a lot of the combat armors we got in Fallout 3 always had short sleeves and never long sleeves. So this looks interesting. Now, this could be like some sort of new metal armor over a leather suit or something like that, but kind of reminds me of combat armor in a little way. All the pockets on the side, like all the pockets around his waist, the combat chest plate as well, the arm, the shoulder pads as well, and then just generally the legs the legs are throwing me off a bit. That's saying this might be combat armor, but you know, who knows. Let's continue on. We have the Lone Wanderer killing a Raider Waster and Mini Nuke. Mini Nuke's been shown off so much. Right now here, we're going to stop right here, and we're going to look at this. We the previous scene before, we saw some Brotherhood Paladins, I'm going to say right now, dropping from the helicopter, you know, the vertibirds, and like going into battle. Now we have a more of a daytime battle here, where you have the automatic plasma gun, and then you have two Brotherhood of Steel members rushing towards taking out enemies from the tops of these buildings and stuff like that. Looks really interesting. I wonder if like if our main character is not wearing a power armor, because you can see his hand there on the right, on the left of his gun there, so he's not wearing power armor. And you know, but he's joining. Is he joining up with the battle, or is this just like you can have these encounters now and again where the Brotherhood of Steel drop in shock troops to take out like an infested area full of androids or super mutants, which would be really cool to see. And yeah, let's continue on. And right now, we're just gonna keep continuing. And we see some melee damage. The railroad is back there. Some melee damage. That new gun there looks like a rail rifle, like a railgun rifle. A Volt there. We have the Deathclaw in Concord that we saw at E3, and a new kind of minigun as well shown. And now we have this particular character here coming out talking. I believe he's talking to the Lone Wanderer about like the Commonwealth. He's trying to find the Commonwealth, but he's just stating it's like, you don't find the Commonwealth. The Commonwealth knows where you are. And it's just really interesting as well. So are you going to be hunted by the Commonwealth if you like have like, you know, if you kill enough androids or do enough missions which goes against the Commonwealth? Will they hunt you down? Will they, you know, just the usual bits and pieces, you know? It's just, I'd love to see this. And we have an android there with a big ass laser weapon. So we're going to pop up onto another scene now, which I think is brilliant. It's right here. Right here. This is a really scary looking enemy. I'm not going to lie. Like, he's intimidating. Like, you may not look like nothing, but that face though and those eyes really just like, holy shit, you look like you're about to rip me in half. But this is probably one of the android bots that the Institute sends out to do patrols or hunt things down or find supplies of their own or technologies, which seems very interesting. I can imagine it's going to be hunting you down in the game, to be brutally honest, but you know, that's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to see what these enemies are like. Like, we've seen the Synth Strider and stuff like that, but I wonder what kind of synthetic this is, or this is just a upright robot. But given his shape and how human looking he is probably an android. He's probably one of the bounty hunters actually, that the Replicated Man quest as well, how like Harkins was a bounty hunter. Maybe this is a bounty hunter model, and a very like broken, like not broken down, a very battle hardened one maybe. Who knows? Possibility is endless. But let's continue. And then we have the Pride one going down, and here's Celebrate History in Concord, where we have Dogmeat, the power armor, and we have the female protagonist talking to Dogmeat and saying, "Let's go, boy." So overall, with the with Fallout 4 coming out very soon, literally in a few days' time, 4 days to be exact, I cannot wait to do this. So just a little heads up, guys, if you're watching this, apologies if the analysis wasn't too great. My first time going into deep detail about this, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. On Tuesday the 10th of November, I will be doing a live stream on Fallout 4. So it's going to be my experience going through the game, and yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. I hope I get a chance. Some of you guys who are still skeptic about it, come to the channel, watch the videos that are going to be coming up on Friday about Fallout 4, all the gameplay footage and stuff like that. And you know, just give it a try, I guess. And if you're still not convinced, come to the live stream. It's either going to be on Twitch or YouTube streaming itself. I'm not too sure at the moment, but it's most likely going to be on Twitch on 10th November. So guys, thank you for watching, and you know, it's been a lot of fun doing these videos. I'm glad everything else has happened. I just noticed I reached 18,000 views and have 54 subscribers, so thank you guys. You guys have been great, and you know, and I don't say it much but you know, give this video a like, comment, you know, maybe subscribe. It'd be nice. So I see you guys next time on the next episode.